Right, so I know you see the title, and let's not waste any more time. So the first point I would say when you actually get lean and jacked is you're gonna be over sexualized. I know whenever you actually see someone who looks jacked, the first thing is you always would project good feelings. So when you see someone who's in shape, it says, oh, this person is disciplined. Oh, this person is trustworthy. People actually don't see the flip side of the coin, which is that there are actually dark sides, because for every positive thing, there's actually also a negative thing. For someone who hasn't experienced this, it might be an experience that you want to actually experience. I know what I actually just said, but I remember the time where when I first started my fitness account, was on my phone. I get this message from someone and I check. I see the person swiped up. I see disappearing message. I'm like, what kind of messages does this person want to text that is actually going to be disappearing? So guy actually tells me that, oh, he's a married person and he would like me to do stuff with his wife while he watches. And I'm just like, at the time I was a teenager and I was just very new to this whole stuff. But I was just like, it's most likely because of my physique that you're actually looking at me this way. And I'll even say like this year as well, I had someone who randomly texted me, oh bro, you have a nice physique. Next up, they're telling me that, oh, there is someone who's actually interested in a black guy to actually do a lot of things to her. And I was just like, wow. So because you've built your body, it's actually going to give you more sex appeal. And that sex appeal, obviously, it simply means that people are actually going to view you in a specific kind of way. Women are also going to start sexualizing you. If that's a problem you actually like, hey. However, it's going to be sometimes an issue where you low-key would start feeling like an actual piece of item. And they actually used to say, oh, you just use me for my body. I feel like that might be actually what some of you guys might be saying. They say something along the lines of, oh, the only thing you see me as a piece of meat, stuff like that. But you should actually be very, very conscious of the reality that you no longer are just an average looking person. When you become lean, you actually become rare. And that rarity also spark sexual interests. So I remember another time where I literally got this comment. This one was quite interesting. Not only did I get this comment, my friend also got the comment as well. So it was just a very, very funny stuff, because most likely sure he texted both of us and he didn't know that we both knew each other. How it played out was he was like, oh, he would like his joystick to be, you know, I'm not gonna say much. And the funny part was he was even offering money. So he offered me the offer. I was like, nah, I'm not interested. Then annoying thing was, for me, I don't think my friend actually got this. Personally, I got some photos. Can't lie, to this very day, I'm pissed off and scarred. However, my friend also was offered money as well. These would be some of the cons, and actually like when you actually get jacked. The next thing I would say is intimidation for men. When you actually start becoming in shape, because you actually have a body and a physique that most men actually aspire to have, you're gonna realize you have to be on edge. You actually have to calm yourself down in a lot of social settings. I remember literally I went for this event this year, and while I stepped in, one of the first comments I actually got, I did get good comments though, I'm not gonna lie and say I didn't. One of the few comments I actually got was, yo bro, you should button up. We know you go to the gym. You're gonna be pushed into the reality that a lot of men do want what you have, and because they don't have it, they're gonna also be lashing out. So rather than actually them taking their ass to actually the gym to go get your body or get your physique, they're gonna make you feel like you're doing too much. They're gonna make you feel like anything that has to do with your body or you exposing yourself and just being you, people are actually gonna just feel like, oh, this guy is always doing too much, or you're just gonna just be getting comments. I feel like you're always gonna be on edge, because everybody, rather than actually wanting to be on the defensive side, people actually want to attack you instead. People feel intimidated by you, and because people feel intimidated by you, your first natural instinct would probably be to bite at you or to poke at you. I remember when I was also with one of my friends, and he was like, there was a bunch of people in the same room with me, people who I laughed with, people who I would smile with, who I never even at any given point in time had bad intentions for. These people, guess what they were doing? They were talking behind me. And I was just like, while I was new in my fitness journey as well, but I started getting the results, but I never really understood. I was like, why are you guys just hating on me? Up until I get a little bit older and I'm like, it makes more sense now. So that's another con when you actually get jacked. You have to get ready for slight comments. You have to get ready for people picking up fights with you, a little bit of hatred just because you look a certain type of way. And trust me, I think that one really is a little bit annoying, because It literally looks you in the eye. Now the next point is gonna be, you're not gonna be satisfied. Because of the fact that you are so invested in actually like sculpting your body or investing into your physique, you're very ambitious. You want it to get to, let's say, 10% body fat, 8% body fat. Below 14, you're gonna realize that you always still want more. And that's where the body dysmorphia kicks in, because obviously you wanted to change your physique from, let's say you were fat, you were skinny, and now you're now jacked. But you then start seeing other guys have more muscles than you. You're like, I want my shoulders to be bigger. I want my traps to be a little bit bigger. Trap, or the real annoying factor, is when you want to get bigger, you still want to stay lean. That really is when you start considering other things. You already know what I'm talking about, like steroids, pumping in PEDs. It's almost like a trap where you go to the gym to try and get bigger. Now you feel small, so you keep on going to the gym to continue getting bigger. So it's just like, it's a very repetitive cycle where body dysmorphia is definitely going to be something. You might be realizing why some gym bros go on bulks and some gym bros go on a lot of cuts, because they would bulk up. When they bulk up, they realize they lose their aesthetics, they lose their abs, they look more like a gym guy, they look more intimidating, and they're like, nah, I want to cut down. And they cut again, and they're like, oh, I feel too small in clothes, and they just keep on repeating the same cycle. And that's something that I don't know if you might experience, but if your goal really is chasing a physique, that's definitely something that you're gonna have to encounter, because you would ever have the frame of you want to just have it all. But for me personally, I realized that I don't like that whole bulking up and you start looking very hella bulky. You lose your abs. I hate the way I look like when I'm on a bulk, because my waist look chunky. I look thick in my waist, and I'm like, That's something that you should definitely keep in mind whenever you actually you want to get jacked. Now, despite being sexualized, other people feel intimidated by you, and constant hunger for more, I would still choose the reality of improving and actually getting the physique. Because one thing I must say is the period where I actually started lifting weights was a very significant time period. It was a very good escape. Like, I just wanted to run away from a lot of problems. I felt my love life was rubbish because I had gone heartbroken at the time. My health was starting to be shaky because I did have a little bit of health problems, and going to the gym just allowed me that opportunity to just escape, gave me the opportunity to just start lifting weights. And during that time period, I was not even satisfied with my life. I did not like the life I was living in any way, shape, or form. I was not proud. I was not happy. I just wanted to just run away. And the beautiful thing I realized while I was lifting weights was I started realizing that you develop strength not just inside the gym, but outside the gym as well. If you could lift weights, you can also have the ability to lift your life. You can have the ability to lift the weights that the world will throw at you. To someone watching this and feel like maybe your life is slipping out of your hands, maybe every single thing feels like it's not working, you feel hopeless, you feel helpless, that no one is really coming to save you, I'll tell you, you can book a call, and I'll definitely love to hear from you. I'll definitely love to still work with you. Despite having some of the cons of being jacked, I feel like every single person knows that even their dream reality has problems. I would take the reality where I become more intimidating, where I am sexualized, what's even the last point? I can't even remember the last point, but I'll take that reality over the reality where I was invincible, over the reality where I felt like I had no control over my life, over the reality that every single thing was difficult and I was just hopeless and helpless. And if you want to show up for yourself the same way I showed up for myself, you want to actually just be serious about transforming your body, transforming your physique, I'll tell you to book a call. I'd love to hear from you. And with that said, that's really the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you stay blessed. I hope you stay locked in and have a beautiful week. Let's smash it. Go be great, ladies and gentlemen. Wow.